Hey, I'm Kennita Hickman, and welcome to Artist Eats, a culture series where we profile the best in independent music and local food around the world. Today, we are in my home city, my favorite city, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, hanging out in the new Bronzeville. We're gonna have a meal over at Mi Casa Soup Cafe with Raynitti, my homeboy, rapper, and now developer. And so we'll talk more about that with him. Then we'll head over to Jules Caribbean for a chat with Alderwoman Milele A Coggs about all things Bronzeville, including Bronzeville Week happening right now. And then Ray will join us for a performance of Ceasefire. So we'll see you on the other side, right here on Artist Eats. So thank you so much, Ray, for being on our show today. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yay! So we're gonna have some good food. We're gonna have some good food. So I thought, so for years we've been talking about doing this interview at Peanut Butter and Jelly Deli, which is another spot that we love. But it's not in Bronzeville.
It's not.
And so this episode is profiling Bronzeville, profiling the restaurants, the energy, and of course having you on the show. A year ago, you premiered your film. So let's back up. There's all of these different titles that are like connected to you, right? There's community organizer, poet, spoken word artist, songwriter, now developer. Would you call yourself a film producer?
I would say, sure, you can say a film producer. I wouldn't put that much leverage on it, weight on it. Yeah, I gotta earn my stripes a little bit. I'm learning. I'm working with some dope people that are heavily involved in film and doing films. I'm a film enthusiast. How about that?
So film enthusiast as another title. Which of those titles mean the most to you? Or is there another title that you think describes you best?
I think it's another title that describes me best.
What title would that be?
That's a good question.
Well, I come with the good questions.
If I had to say a title that describes me best right now, I would say, and maybe this is not necessarily a title, but more so a space that I'm in, I would say at peace. Feel like I'm finally working on like legacy, like what am I leaving behind? And I am starting to feel like, okay, I'm at peace with the things that I'm doing. I'm at peace with the direction that I'm going. I'm at peace with the past, you know what I mean? Not bringing whatever past traumas, past whatever to the present moment and the future. So I'm just at peace right now, and I want to stay. I want to stay with that title.
Okay. So let's talk about the journey. So, of course, because me and you have had so many personal conversations, I know about the trajectory. But even in doing some research on you, I found it was the same narrative, right? About 97, you came into town. You did some tour. You met your mentors, Kwabena. Hey, Kwa. Hib, so that of course takes you Urban Underground, right? But I'm curious about the things that those articles don't talk about, which is Bow came out and not only took over Milwaukee, but like really created just like a mind of its own, right? What did it feel like? The young kid from St. Thomas to, like, it almost felt like, you know, like it came super fast. What did it feel like in those moments as you saw this thing really taking off? And were you ready for it?
One, I could sit here and say, no, I was not ready for it. I was not ready for it. Two, what it felt like, for me, being, 25, 24, whatever age I was, like, because I felt like it was so much I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? When you get in the moment, you just like, I'm really here. I'm touring. I'm getting paid to do one song, and like people really know my music. So it's like it felt surreal, but it also felt like a blur. And you know, I learned a lot because I wasn't prepared for the moments.
So, the creative corridor, right? Mm-hmm. So, over on Center Street. So, what's the blocks?
From 29th to 33rd Street.
Okay. So, how does that come together? Was this an idea? Like, had you been looking at this building?
So it's an idea that, like, you know, to be honest, we've actually the concept of like mixing affordable housing with creative amenities and programming for kids and schooling and things like that. Actually been working on the idea for like maybe 10 plus years. And like it just took a lot of commitment to bring something like that together, a lot of resources and using a lot of our influence.
Okay, so food just came out. So getting ready to do first bites.
Okay.
Ray, what you got?
I got the slamming salmon with some glazed up potatoes. Look like some asparagus and a little multi-grain toast.
Okay, all right.
Some ketchup, you know.
Some Schmuckers.
Schmuckers. I'm a strawberry guy myself, but we're gonna make the great roll today.
Okay, and then I've got the garlic parmesan grilled chicken sandwich. I did have him add provolone because I'm a Wisconsin girl. Okay. So all right, first bites, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's see if it's as good as it look.
You took a first bite of the potatoes.
I did.
Bite that sandwich. What?
Ooh. Oh God, that chicken is seasoned impeccably.
But you got some sweet Asian chili on this salmon.
It's got some garlic mayo on there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is good. This is really good. All right, so I guess the next thing for us to do is we're gonna finish eating here, and then we'll meet you at Jules Caribbean, where we'll talk with Alderwoman Milele A Coggs on 10 years of the Bronzeville week here in Milwaukee, and a performance from Raynitti. We'll see you there.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Alderwoman Coggs, for meeting with us so that we can talk more about what's going on in your office and also the 10th year of Bronzeville Week.
No, thank you for having me. You know, this is a wonderful time as we are coming out of the pandemic and having to deal with everything from the last year and a half to be able to talk about some good things that are going on in a community like Bronzeville Week.
So one of the neighborhoods in your district is Bronzeville. And historically, Bronzevilles across the country have held a lot of importance, a lot of historical context in Black neighborhoods. Tell us what makes Bronzeville in Milwaukee so special and so unique as one of the neighborhoods that you represent.
So I want to be really clear because I know some residents may be watching. Bronzeville is an entertainment district. It is Milwaukee's African American cultural and entertainment district. It is made up of a variety of neighborhoods. The Harambe neighborhood, the Howyer Park neighborhood, and it abuts the Brewers Hill neighborhood. So those three neighborhoods influence the Bronzeville district. In 2005, my predecessor legislatively created the new Bronzeville. It was an homage or, showing respect to the historic Bronzeville that once was in this area. I think most folks know, whether it is our Bronzeville, Chicago's Bronzeville, or Bronzeville, other places in the country, it generally, historically, has been a place of commerce for African Americans. Locally, if you listen to some of our elders, they talk about the jazz artists and variety of national recording artists that used to come through Bronzeville and perform at the local clubs. My uncle, Theodore, used to have a law office in Bronzeville, and many of us have, family lineage with different businesses that existed here. Through time, those businesses left. Some believe it was for the highway, others have other narratives about it, but either way, Bronzeville kind of went away. And so in 2005, when it was recreated, I was elected in 2008. So I wanted to continue what my predecessor started and build upon what the intentions were. And that was for us to be able to have an African American cultural and entertainment district that we all can be proud of for generations to come. So for the 13 years that I've been in office, I've worked collaboratively both with artists, with neighbors, and with several different stakeholders to help to create and to showcase the arts, culture, and commerce that we know exists and can exist in the Bronzeville district.
So let's talk about what folks can expect this year. So last year, so year 9, obviously completely virtual in response to the beginnings, like what we were in the middle of the pandemic. This year, as I understand it, it is a hybrid. So there will be some activities in person, some virtual. What can folks expect? Are there any events that you're particularly excited to see this year?
I always love the whole week because it's everything from historical discussions about Bronzeville to local movie makers and them showing their films. We'll have one unique thing we'll have this year is one of our new tenants on MLK Drive within Bronzeville is the African American Chamber of Commerce. So they will be having their grand opening during Bronzeville week. But we'll have entertainment from local bands. You'll be able to go be a part of the art walk. We end with the art walk, which is throughout many establishments throughout Bronzeville. There will be on display various artists from throughout the city, and on that Saturday, August the 14th, they will be available. Most of the artists will be on hand with their art, so you really get to see a huge amount of local artists. We're doing the 13th, we're doing a Black Friday block party outside the Holocaust Museum on Val Phillips between Garfield and North Avenue. That'll be fun. We'll have everything from local artists to live performances. So throughout the week, it is a mixture of a whole bunch of, from educational to entertaining to just plain fun things to do. So it's no one thing that I would pick. I would tell people to look at the calendar and just pick the things that you would like. But we'll also have some stuff virtual as well, because we recognize that everybody might not be comfortable with coming out, but you can still get a taste of Bronzeville throughout the week.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, Bronzeville Week is happening August 7th through the 14th, correct? And where can folks go to get more information?
Milwaukee.gov/Bronzeville.
Milwaukee.gov/Bronzeville. So up next, we have that performance I promised you from Raynitti. So we'll be back right after this. Artist Eats encourages you to continue to shop local, shop small, and shop diverse. Thanks so much to this episode's contributors to our artist swag bags. Thanks so much to Mi Casa Soup Cafe and Jules Caribbean for hosting us, Alderwoman Milele A Coggs and Raynitti for making some time to hang out with us today, Marie from the Classic Shop for getting me right for today's episode, and you for watching Artist Eats. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Artist Eats. I'm your host, Kennita Hickman. Here's Raynitti performing Ceasefire, and we will see you on the next episode of Artist Eats.
Weapons down, invest in the community, diversity and unity. Let's work against all of the poverty, push education most importantly. Guns down, let's make it a priority. If we scream together, ain't no ignoring we want the guns them down, guns down, the guns them down, guns down. We want the guns down. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. on Facebook. A mother that lost a child. Child just lost his dad. Fathers encourage your sons. Don't get involved with them guns. This is the world that we live in. Let's do better for all of our children. Guns down, the guns them down. Guns down, put their guns them down. Guns down, the guns them down. Guns down, we want the guns down. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire.
Shouts out to Artist Eats. Thanks for having me.